the loop. Eh. What the? Oh. Null refinery. Number can be formed. I misinterpreted that at first as meaning every even or every combination of two primes makes an even number, and I'm like, that's not true. Two and three, but like, so I just put the cart before the horse. It kind of seems like okay, like I've been so naturally when I run into a program, I kind of assume that it's a he because kind of the build makes me assume it's a he. Um, but it always kind of takes me by surprise. I'm like, oh, it's a she, and so really at this point, I feel like with how many programs end up being she's, I kind of am more. I'm kind of. I have better odds at assuming that the program is a she than a he. So in case you're wondering what I'm, yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a generator. But like, in case you're wondering what I'm referring to, there's this, there's this weapon in the movie Batman Begins that Wayne Enterprises makes or made that gets stolen by somebody else. Um, it's just called like it's just referred to as a microwave emitter, or whatever. And basically, its purpose was for desert warfare. The idea was to vaporize your enemy's water supply. Um, which, because it gets stolen, it ends up being used in the ultimate showdown. What? What are we talking about now? Out of reach. Axiom has special skills she uses to reach higher ground than most. Look for her in the upper levels of temporary storage. Oh, right. I don't know, and I don't believe you. Exo, just like before. I'm taking it. You know where to find me, traitor. You heard all that, I suppose? Say you heard it before. More than once. I'll be back at my place. That's right, Axiom is up here. Hey. Greetings, program. I hear you know how to get into the refinery. In and out. Take what people need from our current occupiers. It's tough out here on the flow. Programs need things to survive. How do you do that? I didn't see any unlocked doors when I was over there. As a prisoner, you gain a healthy respect for walls. You also begin to realize which ones offer opportunity rather than obstacle. With skill, you can even learn to run along them. Here, let me give you the code. Across from the refinery, past the dock, is a lightly guarded security station. You should be able to get over from there into a side entrance. Thank you. I need... Stop. The less I know, the better. Can't think of anything else to ask. Let me know if you need anything. Oh yeah? Cool. So we've borrowed... Okay, yeah, and now I can get that one... Now I can get those shards. Right. But yeah, borrowing from TRON Evolution, not the DS version. You are now able... Okay, wall running, either side of a wall. Okay, cool. Cool. Ah, yep. So now, like, I've been getting vibes from both TRON Evolution games now. Oh, shoot. Part of this music, like that part right there, like, it reminds me of this track that was used in this video entitled Darth Vader Remembers. Like, Darth Vader Remembers, that's what it's called. And it basically encapsulates what I love about Star Wars. Just Vader's / Anakin's redemption story. And just like compiles all those things together. The video's made me cry before. Thing is, though, I've only now gotten this ability, so... How would I... But also, how would I get back up to... core or whatever? Hello. Here, I have a copy of your blueprint data. You've helped me enough. Have we met? It's complicated. They took your names. We were programs of some power before core came. Taking our names stole that symbolic power just as they stole our actual power. We will take our power back if the brothers is okay. I'll see you later. More than likely. For some reason reminds me of I Know. You know, the program that knows everything except for the things he doesn't know, in which case he don't know, he not I know. Which, you know, everything you learn is imprinted on your disc, as Sark says. So, I guess the things you learn are also the things that you are. In which case... If the things that you know are the things that you are, well then, if there's something that I know doesn't know, then that is something that I know isn't. Anyway. Fluffy wasn't. Anyway, oh, upgrade available. So let me... Sneaking mission axiom says there's a broken bridge to the west of the barge. But yeah, they're light skimmers, which I guess are like jet skis. Oh, that's why. And now there's a light barge, which unfortunately never got to ride a light skimmer, but hey. I do like I like how this game has the like upgrade features and such. Me much like such wow. Anyway. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Nice. I love the callback to Tron Evolution. Both Tron Evolutions, in a sense. Oh, that's what it was going on. Even though I kind of have my doubts that they were intentional about that, but hey. Looks useful, a key for a shortcut back to the entrance. You copy it to your disk. What's in here first? Primary channel. Where am I? Talk to Tell. Vola. No. They're going to find us here. I know they will. Will you be quiet? I'm trying to relax. Relax? There's a room full of guards just behind that door, and you want me to relax? You're unbelievable. I don't know why I listen to you. As long as we keep our heads down and keep working, we'll be fine. Lol. This terminal unlocks the door back to the entrance area. You already have a key for this one. Cool. Another shortcut. Alright. There's a log on the table listing schedules for the day's working shifts. Or work shifts. One of the entries looks out of place, slightly off format. The name is garbled, but it calls for a shift change at upper processing. Is that me? Talk to Itchill. Itchill? I'm exhausted. Core don't believe in downtime. Oh, you too, huh? Drainage. Head to the Codex menu to learn more. Oh, you know something? I haven't, Abbott. Keep your head down, program. I haven't actually been reading, like, any of the new stuff that I've been collecting. Noise. Okay. No, the other way, you darn balut. Or galoot. Noise. My sister's got something up her sleeve as far as like what she's got in mind for like the B-Day cake or whatever. I did try to drop a hint that I was wanting like a TRON themed one, but oh well. Because I haven't had one like that. But hey, that's okay. I'm sure I'll definitely like whatever it is. Because she makes very thoughtful, and it's like she takes after my mom, you know? My mom makes some very cool cakes. And has made some really cool ones. Another generator. Oh, is that one's weakness stealing stuff from him? Because, like, he kind of had that icon. Proc 42. Hello? Are you here to save me? In a manner of speaking, yeah. I'm not a collaborator. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's not true. I'm just trying to survive. I keep my secrets. Like your admin credentials? You know about that? I do. I need you to let me have a copy. I'm trying to escape. I already have the data from one of your fellow admins. Alright. Really? I saw you derez all those core soldiers. I know a shift in power dynamics when I see one. Here, take it. Have an unlock code to my office too. It'll help if you come back through here again. I can't get you any deeper into the refinery. They keep me at arm's length. Go find Hera, the old guard. She'll be able to unlock the main entrance for you. She's in temporary storage. The data transfer is nearly done. I assume you're ready for what happens next? Yeah, it hurts a bit. Thank you, Prog 42. Oh. There I go. Wow. Up a loading sector. Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. Am I getting closer or farther? This is my question. It is kind of neat how I have to intentionally press like a button in order to like leave an edge or something. Is this Hera? Hello, traveler. Storm coming in. Aye. Are you Hera? Been a long time since anyone called me that. Not since the refinery got stolen. You were a guard? I was the guard. If you've seen all the yellow jackets, you'll know I wasn't that good at it. I let the walls fall. It wasn't your fault. I've seen how hard it is to resist core. Tell that to the rest around here. They blame me for what happened. Right to. I deserve to be a part. First chance I get, I'm going to the Outlands. And maybe we can help each other. I'm trying to unlock the docks, but I need to access the refinery. I can give you that unlock. Explore the refinery. There's another old admin program with credentials in there, hiding. Well, maybe it's not a southern accent. Maybe it's actually a Scottish accent or something because of the use of the word I. You step away. Be seeing you. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I don't actually sprint forever. Unless, like, toggle off or whatever, or interrupted. Ah. Gotta clear out these guys first. Ow! Nice. Mm-hmm. What's this, a broken down elevator? Awfully decent of them to not interrupt me. Ow, 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 ow! So it seems the longer you attack, the longer your stolen data lasts. Or like it'll keep going like as long as you're in combat. Well, obvious choice is obvious. Right, that. That was a huge vat too. What is this a vat of exactly? Do I gotta drain this somehow? Vat 12 is locked down tight. This key unlocks one of two access points. You copy it to your disk. Executive modifier. Which does what exactly? Ooh, I got a challenge completed. Does that just give me more money? Nice. Alright. Oh, cool. Oh, right, I can kick my disc. That's what that was. I thought I was parrying my own disc. Kind of what? That's all is locked down tight. This key unlocks one or two access points. Copy it to your disk. Nice. Train energy vat. Mm-hmm. Hey, there we go. Ah! Oh. Some kind of tablet for monitoring conditions in the central vat. It looks like someone tried tampering with it and was locked out. Maybe they gave up, but if they didn't, they probably headed deeper into the processing facility. Central vat. Now I'm just thinking of like that Spider-Man 2002 game with chemical chaos. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I do have that ability, but it's really hard to do. Oh, it'd be nice if I could find like some kind of transparent blue filament or something and just put over my light source over here. Or maybe a red one, I don't know. Or an orange one. So these guys are called yellow jackets, yeah? And they're referred to as yellow. The thing is, though, they look orange to me. Oh, nice. Like, it's not just me, right? Storage details, integrity checks, manifests left open. Someone's definitely been snooping around here, looking for variants. Scouting for fractures, potential breach points. This is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No. I mean, what I mean is just some thin layer of something incredibly malleable. But, I don't know. Talk to Gur or Gare. I'm exhausted core, don't believe in downtime. You know, it'd be cool as if his name was actually Gare, like Gare. This key could help speed up your loop. You copy it to your disk. Oh, like wire, not like something flat. Maybe I still got some thin, like, bit of, like, Christmas wrapping or somewhere or whatnot. Oh, nice. Very good, then. Okay. You already have the key for this one. Enter key. Enter the key code. Nice. Double check. Oh, what? Conveyor belt. Drainage. Cancel. Nope, can't go through there. What is that? Another dead end. Well, onto the conveyor belt we go. Primary focus, third person. Find the third admin somewhere in processing. Enter these. Oh, great. It's a freaking Attack of the Clones. Oh, what? Oh, back here. Alright then. Uh-oh. That's gonna be a nah from me, Chief. Can't go there. There's this funny blooper of Natalie Portman just like running through the blue screen maze that they're gonna turn into, or blue screen obstacle course that they're gonna turn into the battle droid making conveyor belt and Attack of the Clones, and she just starts laughing. It's just like, this is just some kind of cruel joke. Like, this isn't even gonna be part of the movie, is it? Or whatever. Which, of course, it was, but it's just like... I guess yeah. Oh, you know something? Maybe I can find my emerald colored mugs that are actually from my grandma, from Mana. I believe so, anyway. One of my aunts gave me that. So now I'm going against the flow. Talk to Cilia. Hey, how did you... I'm fine. You don't look fine. I am. I could help. No need. I've got this. Alright. You be a strong woman and all that. You know, blah, blah, blah. This key should unlock a shortcut past the conveyors. You copy it to your disk. Ayo. This terminal unlocks the door back to the main elevator. I already have the key for this one. Another shortcut. So all of these connect to the main elevator then. Very good. Talk to Pace. Wait, he did what? Bardic. I told you he wandered right out onto the production line. We're gonna get in so much trouble for this. Reassignment at least. Maybe even... Don't say it. Don't say anything. The two turn to look at you. You didn't see nothing, interloper. Oh. Okay, I don't think this is what it was, but other than Attack of the Clones, something else the conveyor belts and stuff was reminding me of was Half-Life. And of course, there's the whole interloper. Like, that word is used a number of times. I don't know if that's actually what it's... I don't know if that's actually an Easter egg, but maybe it is. Ah, okay. Oh, ow. Ow. Also, that's not an instant death. Very nice. So wait, is Celia actually not a female program? I just assumed it was because of the name. So it's like when I assume that it's a male program, it's actually a she, or it's actually a female, and then when I think it's a female, it's actually a male. Ah, yes. I don't know, that really looks like a female program now. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Of course, I was also thinking of Portal, but... This is like pretty easy platforming though, because, you know, again, you can't even leave, you can't even go off the edge without actually pressing a button, so... These are almost like just little logbooks, you know, like in Metroid or something. If our guests had been careful to cover their tracks before, that facade has fallen away. Barely hidden under an inventory manifest lurks a signal. Not from Core, certainly not from the workers outside. Something else. The Apollyon are extremely dangerous, yes. But something else has caught our attention. So much so that we have reason to believe that the Apollyon may not be our primary concern. Oh? Can't talk to you, huh? You know what I could use is some kind of... Something I could use is some sort of burst ability. Terminal unlocks the door back to the main elevator. No, I don't have the key. This might be the key, though. Copy at your disk. Nice. Sorry to hear that. Tributary. What's a tributary? The log simply reads in bold green text, commence. Interesting. Is this our, talk to Hopper? You can't be here. Why do you say that? I'm just trying to keep things together. Then help me. No, I've seen you moving around the refinery on my monitors. You're fighting. You're trying to change things. It won't work. It never works. Just stop. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to help everyone else do the same. Nobody is coming to save us. Huh? Switch. Hands where I can see them. No. No, I don't think so. Ah, great. What the? Got like scythes? Or that? Yeah. Aren't you with reset? But yeah, you know what I could use? Some kind of burst ability that just like, you know, lets me just do like knock people away or whatever. Just do some nice splash damage. I said you couldn't be in here. Are you okay? That was a lot, huh? More outsiders causing trouble. We didn't ask for any of this. We need you gone. That's all I'm trying to do. Get away. I need your admin credentials. You can have them. Payment for saving me from those Chaos agents. Ah. But it won't do you any good. The last admin is out of your reach. Ask what they mean. What do you mean? Rika. I mean, Prague 23. He has a more aggressive approach to outsiders than me. He's not working with Core. He's just taking it upon himself to stop problems before they attract attention. If he knows about you, and he probably does, he'll be waiting to ambush you by the docks once he thinks you're close. Suggest you can convince him to help. Maybe I can convince him I mean no harm. I don't like your chances, but I'll unlock your access to this room from the lobby. No need to worry about terminals and keys. I'll give you my admin credentials too. Good luck. Say hello from me when you see him. He's not a bad program. Not really. No refinery sampling. Set of cycles. Alright. Where is that? Touch me exactly. Oh wow. All right. Fourth time's the charm. The program with the final admin credentials has been seen near the dock. Might as well. Tap the console. Enter the first program's admin credentials into the console. Okay. Enter the code. A light flickers. The second. Light pulse. Third. Nearly there. Step back. You leave. I'm guessing you're the program with my last admin credentials? Prog 23. Your admin credentials? I just need a way out of here. You're putting everyone at risk, thief. I know you're not a bad program, Rika. My name is Prog 23. Let's end this. Meet me where you made your big entrance. I'll be waiting. I'll be there. Oh. Well. Leading up to to a big old boss fight. Amsu? Have I talked to you before? I think I have. Yeah, I have. I hear you out there. Prog 23, take my credentials program. Won't do you any good, derez. Your disk pulses. But you don't restart. You must be building up some kind of tolerance to this kind of data. I'll derez you myself. We must keep this peace. You have no idea the power core command, the risk they pose. I've seen it. It didn't need to end like this. We don't need to fight. Yes. Yes, we do. I don't know. Just giving up hope, you know? Ha! Ow. Rest in pieces, Rika. I mean, I can. I guess, but... Well, thankfully that was significantly shorter than the other times. Because I didn't want to be going on about this for too much longer. Enter all admin credentials. Unlock the dock. The light barge is ready. You leave. Oh, I see. Loop complete. Source files, complete chapter 4. The Outlands. 10.3 centicycles after Catalyst. Alright. Oracle, I think, is the... You know, the prophetess lady in the Matrix. No, the reset lady or person. I actually don't know if it's a he or she, but given a good deal of the programs I've run into are she's, and the fact that, you know, like I said, it was a prophetess in the Matrix. Probably she, I would reckon. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and call it here, even though unfortunately I'm just confused. How is it that... Oh yeah, I still need to read the new stuff. But I don't understand how exactly am I supposed to go back to that other part if I couldn't get those shards. If I couldn't get those shards before I got the wall run. I don't know. Oh shoot, my my camera is blocking part of this. Well, at least I read it, right? Anyway, concussion modifier. Entrusted only to more senior core forces, hammers sacrifice speed for extreme damage. Collateral is inevitable but accepted. Applied to your disc, hammer code assigns a concussion modifier. Thrown, your disc will push back enemies. Your melee attacks will slow but will land with far greater damage. Your special attack becomes a ground pound that damages all enemies in range. Oh, how do I do my special attack? I do nothing. That's how. Okay. Controller. Use dismount. Shunt. Wait, on cycle. Melee attack. Use ability. Oh, right. Okay. Gosh darn it. So I did have a splash attack or whatever. Well, with the hammer. Special attack becomes a ground pound. Okay. Executive modifier. Oh, shoot. Core officers are focused fighters relying on their identity disc to fight in the traditional manner. They are dangerous up close, but prefer to hang back, striking at range. Applied to your disc there, code assigns an executive modifier. Your disc flies faster and hits harder, and your melee attacks sweep wide for distributed management. Your special attack has short range, but deals high damage. Slicer modifier. Standard issue for core soldiers. Swords provide good mid-range melee ability or opportunity. Oh, so I can grab a sword with minimal risk to an infrastructure. A clean weapon. Applied to your disc, sword code assigns a slicer modifier. Oh, never mind. It's describing the sword and then the code and put on the disc. Apply to your disc, sword code assigns a slicer modifier. Your disc will cut through enemies, and your melee attacks will cut faster and sharper. Your special attack becomes a lunge. Null Refinery. The Source River provides most of the Arc Grid's energy. The Null Refinery, therefore, has become one of the most contested structures of the grid. Ownership has switched multiple times in recent cycles. So it's kind of like a no man's land. Switched multiple times in recent cycles as core wrestle for control of the facility from the workers and citizens who maintain the facilities. A notable skirmish occurred roughly 350 cycles ago when core first attempted to take over Null with a fully mechanized division. Outlanders, led by a turncoat from the core ranks, successfully pushed back this attempt. Retaking the refinery has been a point of principle and pride for core ever since, and a goal they finally achieved recently with the diminishing protections caused by fears of the encroaching glitch. Core preside over a shadow of the former facility, but a small resistance remains, and Reset draws up plans to retake it for the Outlanders. Tacitus's stronghold. This floating fortress is a converted prison ship. Yeah. Its use and the strange work of its owner, Tacitus, is a mystery to those who know of its existence. It is heavily staffed by a squadron of light jet pilots, and recognizers are often seen shuttling prisoners to it. I still haven't seen a recognizer yet. No one has been seen leaving. Given the tight controls around light jet distribution, air superiority remains one of Core's key tactical advantages in fending off reset attacks. There is only one way in and no way out. Well, except for light jets, of course. Vertical Slice. Vertical Slice is the oldest city of the Arc Grid. Here, Alpha built the first settlements, witnessed by Flynn himself. Since then, Vertical Slice has begun to show its age, slipping into disrepair. Smaller streets and structures are dwarfed by grander cities elsewhere. Following the demolition of the repository district recently, Core have made their presence more known as they assert themselves in the face of incoming automata presence. Vertical Slice fulfills an almost spiritual role for the programs of the Arc Grid. It represents a new beginning, and monuments throughout its streets celebrate that history. Disciples of TRON. Named for the legendary hero TRON, this order has been present throughout the history of the Arc Grid. They seek one thing above all else, the truth. Unlike the detectives and police of the users, members of the DOT do not enforce laws or enact punishment. It is believed by the Order that their name is only to illuminate truth, not to bow to the politics and power structures of any given moment in time. For this reason, they exist somewhat outside of history. DOT members are forbidden from interacting or influencing the outcomes of major events. Those who fall short of this standard are cast out. Many find new work as private investigators or become powerful figures in their own right. So a ticket query was expelled then. Emergence. The ISIS first appeared via an event called the Emergence. Walking out of the sea of simulation on Flynn's original grid. They were an evolutionary outcome of that server, rather than something directly programmed by users. In that sense, they were the first true life form to appear in the grid. So, you acknowledge the connection there, as it were. Ain't you lucky? Disguise. The hubris of Core, their utter certainty that no prisoner could ever escape their clutches, means that a quick hack to your light should allow you to move relatively safely around the stronghold. Your orange light will fool most of Core's mass-produced guard programs. The security drones which patrol the stronghold are programmed to scan for... They're programmed? What does that mean? The security drones which patrol the stronghold are programmed to scan for errors caused by induction, and it is possible that their higher sensitivity may expose you. Well, hang on. If we're like reapplying terminology, okay? So if a program is a person in this reality, then you could say that programmed means the same as manned. So like a manned shuttlecraft or something like that. Born of the sea, beast of the sea. Wait, what? So, yeah. Glitch catalyst, identity disk, light barge. Lacking the airborne might of Core, the programs of Null Refinery and the Outlands use a network of light barges to shuttle programs across the river source. So is the river called Source, or is that what the water is called, as opposed to liquid energy? Core will likely destroy the docks now that they have acquired control of one side of the river. This may be a one-way trip. Light jet. Light jets were first used on Flynn's grid as a natural expansion on light cycle tech. They allow for unprecedented transportation, and their invention ushered the way to Clue's first crossing of the Sea of Simulation. Flynn forbade their use on the ARC grid to maintain security and prevent any one group of programs from achieving ultimate control. Interesting. This limitation held for over 1,000 cycles until the technology was first wielded by Core. It is unknown how they discovered it. Core's air dominance led to exactly the centralization of power Flynn feared. Indeed. Core now wield light jets, recognizers, and grand airborne fortresses. From above, they enforce their order on the ARC grid. Interesting. Adjunct Memorial. This monument commemorates the... Oh. So when I run into like some structures or whatever, is that like the like structures and statues? Do I get like new data that I can research? And I'm just not paying attention. This monument commemorates the successful defense of this facility against Core in the Adjunct War. The abstract forms represent the 12 programs who successfully defended the control chamber for 5 centicycles. It appears to have been defaced by Core, a cruel insult to the heroes who pushed them back before. You imagine this hubris will be recontextualized soon. Interesting use of that word. But hey, it makes sense. Alpha's Gift. I think I've heard of this before. On Cycle 0, Alpha founded Vertical Slice. He led the programs who first settled here and oversaw construction of the old capital. This statue is placed as the site of his last conversation with Flynn. Dang it, I wish I was paying attention to when I was getting these new data logs so I could, like, remember exactly which structure I was looking at. Or statue, you know. Depictions of the Great User are considered taboo, so only Alpha himself is shown. Okay, I think I remember this statue. Like, I remember seeing a grand statue, and I'm guessing it was out. I see, okay. So only Alpha himself is shown, the tilt of his head implying that he is listening to his unseen creator through eternity. You are skeptical of statues of great programs. They tend to be built either by their subjects or by later programs looking to use their image as a statement. All history is, after all, written by someone. The trees around the statue are a better monument, their data a more honest depiction of this era's history. Oh, come on, why not let me make my own decision on that? Then again, I mean, you know, everybody in history is, you know, flawed in their own way, but hey. Automata Embassy. Oh, great. Still under construction, the Automata Embassy is nevertheless impressive. Grand organic forms and light mark a space bustling with new ideas and futuristic technology. You can see why Core are so unsettled by its presence. You know, it just occurred to me. Something like how, like, there was that one art piece or whatever where they were like saying the absurdity of a user being a creator user or whatever being formed of organic matter or whatever. However, it uses the term organic here, but the thing is, it reminds me of in the first Star Trek movie, like, there's this grand, like, super powerful being in this, like, massive ship with a cloud a huge energy cloud that surrounds it, and it's headed to Earth, and it's like constantly like basically like vaporizes anything in its path, and it's going to Earth. And like you find out that this super powerful being or whatever is this thing called V'ger, and it's like some kind of living machine or whatever, and it like sends this probe, and the probe, which is like in the form of this appropriated crewmate who is female, just like calls like says that carbon units, like refers to the humans aboard the ship as carbon units, and says and claims, makes the bold claim that they are not true life forms. And then as like the then as the story progresses, like, you know, you find out, so it's like, if so carbon units are not considered true life forms, and then actual machines are what are considered actual life forms. And then you find out later, so V'ger is trying to find its creator, and then you find out that V'ger is actually just a shortening of Voyager, because like Voyager, like just kind of this idea that the Voyager probe, or Voyager 6, which there is no Voyager 6, but in the future it's meant like there's a Voyager 6 or whatever. And or I don't even know if there was a Voyager 6. I just heard of the two Voyagers, but like the idea is like it just was out there, and it just gained and collected so much data and information that it like became a living being or something like that. But it's like, it's an interesting twist. But anyway, I just started thinking of that just because of that like art piece or whatever, just talking about the absurdity of like an organic being, user or whatever, and being like the creator of the programs of the grid, and just how dumb that is on its face, and how like it's so weird that like there was the machine that said the carbon units are not the real life forms, when it's so backwards. Anyway, yeah, that's what I thought. There were only two, but you know, there was the idea in Star Trek, which the first Star Trek movie I think came out in the 70s, so like this was still back in the day when people thought that once, like by the year 2000 something, we would be on another planet by then or whatever. So they're thinking, well, we would have sent at least 6 Voyagers out there or whatever. Anyway, yeah, it is exciting to see new structures in the city. A desire to call back to our past and a general conservative approach to city planning has made much of the city resemble the primary grid. Wait, you're calling the automata conservative? Anyway, city planning as much the city resemble the primary. You understand the politics of this, but still long for more of this new architecture. Maybe the city's population will take inspiration from it the same way they've drawn on automata fashion. Anything to see a little less cyan. Okay, again, I do kind of wish it's like, okay, leave me out of this. Just describe this or whatever. But still, that thing at the end is still funny. Drainage. Isn't one of the probes still out there? Like, or are they both still out there? Like, wait, was it one of them we lost contact with? At least, or have we lost contact with both of them now? I don't know. Drainage. In this area, programs separate Oh yes, the beautiful Soviet architecture. Anyway, um, in this area, programs separate the energy that flows through the source river into its constituent elements before processing and shipping above. Energy on the grid can be refined for two primary uses. Okay, to be fair, while I do have some choice in the matter of what Exo's opinions or how she interacts are concerned, while I do have some choice in the matter, I'm still like, okay, let's put it this way. I have a certain kind of clay that I'm molding, right? I can still mold that clay, but at the end of the day, it is that certain kind of clay. So, you know. Oh, cool. It's like way out there now. Um, Anyway, drainage. In this area, programs separate the energy that flows through the source river into its constituent elements. Before processing and shipping above, energy on the grid can be refined for two primary uses, program and utility. Program energy is purified and cleansed of any trace elements for consumption and sustenance of programs. The energy purified here will find its way to the bars, taverns, and cantinas of the O through 8 sectors. Is that like some kind of bit building reference there? Utility energy is a more dangerous material. Higher concentration and catalytic secondary code make it extremely combustible and unstable outside of careful storage. It is used to power utilities such as municipal hardware and vehicles. Programs are advised to refuel their batons with the help of specialized experts. Program energy purified here. So it's water. Okay, so this is like a. It's just a water sewage. Utility energy is a more dangerous material. Higher concentration, catalytic secondary code. Heavy water, utility energy. Anyway, I'm not sure what that's exactly a nod to, but I was just thinking of this savage line that the current press secretary said, which was like how the France was like France was upset about the tariffs or something, and they're like, we want the Statue of Liberty back, and the press secretary was basically like, yeah, well, may I remind you that you couldn't win the world wars without us, so win a war sometimes and then we'll consider it. Or something like that. Induction chamber. This device seems to pick apart the code of programs, reading everything about them, combining into its data pool. I'm kind of wondering what would have happened if I had entered it. Data pool, then destroying the original program. It is a barbaric, cruel machine. You think of Query and his disk reading. I wonder if Clue had something similar to this. You think of Query and his disk reading. Also, I'm just thinking of like various instances, like in Bendy and the Dark Revival, there was something similar to that. That actually the bad guy Wilson gets thrown into because he tries to throw you in there instead, but then you there's a struggle and you push him in instead. You think of Query and his disc reading. His skill and kind precision is uh, no doubt hard learned, and his access to these abilities heavily curated by the elders of the disciples of Tron. A balance maintained, no doubt, for the greater good. Good guys usually don't use the phrase greater good. They usually use the phrase lesser evil. It's like the Moses. Sometimes, for the greater good, sacrifices must be made. Oh, my son, they were only slaves. Or, you know, look at this. We could have built a new world together, but you chose the humans over us. I exist to protect Krypton. That is the sole reason for which I was born. In every action I take, no matter how something or cruel, I do for the greater good of my people. And now I have no people. My soul. That is what you have taken from me. That's General Zod from Man of Steel. Water and gas. There was I see. Oh, I see. And then there are the Tau, of course, in the Tau in Warhammer, who are among the less grimdark. Like, they're still bad guys because they're sort of like the communists or whatever, but they're still like they're still bad guys, but in comparison to everybody else, they're like I like to think of them, they're like the Thermians in Galaxy Quest if the Thermians were communists. Because they're an extremely advanced alien race that is really naive, super naive, but at the same time they have like this caste system, and you know, they keep going on about the greater good and all that stuff. But anyway, shipping containers with mysterious markings. I don't think I finished this, actually. The induction chamber is something else, an industrialist perversion of the therapeutic analysis of code. A machine designed to take and destroy, not unlike the programs who created it. Reminds me of something from Star Trek. Like a therapeutic machine in this one episode that was repurposed to as a torture machine or something. Shipping container and mysterious markings. This container looks different to the others. The strange markings on its side indicate a different purpose. The orange light along its edges implies a core affiliation, but why would a specific container be necessary? Something else is being done here. Core took control of the refinery to control the flow of energy, but there is an ulterior motive too. You take note. Terminal bar. The terminal bar is so known as it stands on the side of the very first bar arriving programs. Hang on. The terminal bar is so known as it stands on the site of the very first bar arriving programs would encounter when entering the city. The workers who built these towering structures were fueled by energy served at this bar. Of course, the bar has been rebuilt many times since then. With each refit, the building has become a little more labyrinthian. It's said that a small speakeasy exists below, where Prime hosts only her favorite patrons. Prime has a love for the stewarding of status. The grid below. You've never flown before, never seen the city from above. It is vast. This is outdated information. It is vast, sprawling, and somehow so small. You can see why Core, with their airborne power, might diminish the programs of the grid. They are, after all, looking down on all of them. Literally. In the distance, glimmering is the district you were initialized in. Born. You came a long way to find your place in the city. How quickly that journey was taken from you, and now how far you must go to reclaim that point on the curve. Moto. Hello, Moto. Standing in opposition to his brother, Moto seeks to undo the damage he has witnessed. The only question is how far he is willing to go to put things right. You hope he will do what's necessary, or what's needed when the time comes. Query. He told you he was a detective once, but his regret casts a long shadow across his dimming light. This may have been a great program at one time. You hope he finds himself again. Run on sentence. Anyway. Which, speaking of which, a kind of a little pet peeve of mine is when people misuse the term run on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a run on sentence is not a very long but technically correct sentence. A run-on sentence is where there is a break in the sentence, like a comma, or there's a new subject, but there's no conjunction breaking the sentence into two different sentences. Like it's basically a compound sentence, but it is misstructured. So, like this sentence right here, this may have been a great program at one time. And instead of like there being a colon, or maybe a hyphen, or maybe even just a period and just starting a new sentence, instead it's just a comma with no conjunction. Or a semicolon. It could be a semicolon. This may have been a great program at one time. Instead of any of those options, it just does a comma, and then you hope he finds himself again. Like, this is an example of an actual run-on sentence. However, the way I've heard people use run-on sentence is just a sentence that runs on, that just goes on and on, even though it's technically grammatically correct. I think that's correct. I think that's actually what a run-on sentence is. Like, its actual only use, grammatically speaking, like a run-on sentence. Not a very long sentence that is technically correct. Maybe. I know for a fact this is an example of a run-on sentence. Because by all accounts, like you either need another conjunction here to make it a compound sentence, or you need a semicolon or a colon or something to fix this to turn it into some kind of compound sentence. But instead, what you have is a comma. Just a comma. Or whatever. Now, it'd be much worse if there was no comma. But, anyway, Spark. Ordered by Sierra to oversee the construction and activation of the automata embassy in Vertical Slice, Sparta has taken it upon herself to try and build links with the local community. To fulfill this function, she is more than willing to be pragmatic. Indeed. Tacitus. A cruel program with the arrogance to believe himself a hero of core. His experiments are whispered about all over the grid. He tries to wield the power of the users. Indeed. TRON. Second only to Flynn in his reverent reputation, TRON was a true hero, a program of truth, discipline, and justice. What's Superman's motto back in the day? Truth, justice, and the American way. His code hummed with a quiet dignity, and his fight for the users has likely made him as famous amongst them as he is to us. Mm-hmm. An influence arguably on every pragmatic endeavor, TRON is most directly the inspiration for the DOT, who seek to continue his work for truth in an increasingly complex grid. TRON's present location is unknown. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess a run-on sentence. Well, I guess if there's not a comma when there should be, I guess you could technically call that a run-on sentence. But maybe I was just right the first time, and that's simply what a run-on sentence is. Because if incorrectly joined clauses. I know work for truth. I know technically that is correct because of like him fighting for the users, right? And fighting and whatnot. Something about that definition though, or something about that portrayal seems a bit off. Like a rewriting, but I don't know. Maybe it's just truth, justice, in the American way. Just kind of like turning him into Superman. Weaver. They are a broker. Yes, the quantum program. They are a broker working with other programs to transmit information across the grid. You get the sense that much in this city relies on the shadowy work of programs like Weaver. You're sure someone would pay well for information about your exploits too. Right, okay. No, truth, justice, in the American way is Superman. However, that does work with Captain America as well. Oh, that's all of them. Okay, well, I guess last thing on our agenda then is to use my shards. Let's see. Forced code injection. Immediately and explosively remove stolen code from your identity disk, damaging nearby enemies by holding A. Ooh, that's very good. What is this? Deresing an enemy adds significantly to the remaining duration of stolen code. Increase the duration of stolen code. I think I'll do this. Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah, he does fight for the users. I mean, and that is truth. And that is truth. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a bit of paranoia just coming out because of how they use truth sometimes in this game, or rather, let me be a bit more fair. How some of the programs use the word truth, like the automata, for instance. My truth. Anyway, what does that say actually? Oh, that's not it. That's not written in Latin. That's in Tronese or whatever. Well, the Latin alphabet. You know what I mean. But anyway, you can just go back in the menu. I still find it rather interesting that they seem very insistent on showing this, like the basement, like the entrance to the old grid, or to the grid, Like, is Sam gonna return at some point? Or are we gonna have like an explanation for Flynn coming back in like pragmatic form in Ares or something, or what have you? So stolen code. Oh, hey, look. Look, I didn't realize it showed my name, my username in the top right corner. I didn't realize that. That's cool. So what stolen code does is it basically like takes the kind of the weapon code or the effects that the weapons have from programs around you, and it like basically gives you a temporary alternative buff or what have you. But yeah. Anyway, this went on a bit longer than I intended, but hey. Also, yeah, Speedway Championship. Very nice. Bit longer than I intended, but hey. Not a problem. He's okay, fam. But yeah. Alrighty. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless, and hope to see y'all next time. Ciao.